Happy Lúnasa to everyone, and I'm very happy to be back at Bealtaine. I've been away now for just over a week, and it has been lovely. It's been lovely to get away to London and to visit friends and to get into the city and see things. But it's really lovely to be back, and I'm so pleased as well that I've actually made it back on Lúnasa. And Lúnasa, of course, is the first of the great harvest feasts, and as is the ritual, I'll be lighting a small fire tonight. I haven't emptied the postbox yet. I noticed as I passed in the car it was very full. Really just what I wanted to do is just take you with me on a little walk around the gardens, and I just want to kind of touch base again with everything. I noticed as soon as I came out here, because I've been sitting here just, you can see the laptop there on the rocking chair, and I've just been sitting here and listening and just drinking my coffee. You can see I've got my coffee here. Now there's some birds now, but for about the past half hour there's been no sounds. So it's been devoid of bird song. There's a few little birds just beginning to make their presence felt. Apparently it's been very wet. I've had lots of rain. And just looking around, I can see where everything again has made a massive leap in growth just in the short time I've been away. And I'm just going to put my coffee down, go through this way. Jack, of course, is delighted that I'm back. And I think he's had a bit of a bath, because he certainly smells sweeter. He's notorious for rolling about in, I think badger poo. Now there's the buddleia, the white buddleia, and it's just collapsing under the weight of its own flowers. And the fennel flowers are out. Come back with lots of ideas and some new plans as well. I'm going to be doing some cutting back, as you see, because everything has taken on a sort of a real canopy. And I've got to get stuck into the Lúnasa garden. I did a little bit of tidying up before I went away, but my word, have things grown. Oh, look at this. No wonder Lúnasa is the first of the harvest, the old Celtic harvest festivals, because look at some of the apples. Now, of course, there's been a great crop of black currants, and I'm happy that the birds have had, well, a lot of them. They've certainly needed to have that harvest this year because of the long, dry summer. It's been quite cruel on them. I see my daughter has watered the tunnel. It's very silent and very still. This is so often the way on Lúnasa. Both Lúnasa Eve, which is last night, and Lúnasa itself, which is today. Although you could count it for a couple of days either side, because of course it's more in keeping with the moon cycles than the actual Gregorian calendar, which is what we operate under. But it is, I wouldn't say usual for silence at this time of the year, but it's not unusual, shall we say. I've only got 14 years of journaling just to go back on, you know, to look at old diaries and records. And I have written before that there's always a sort of otherworldliness around this time of the year. And I'm sure you can sense it now as well. As I'm walking through the fairy wood, and it's utterly silent. Now I think it's about 8 o'clock in the evening. Of course, as you know, here in the west of Ireland it stays light for that much longer. About an hour more than, say, London. And of course there's a little bit of a leaf fall. Just have a little look at the spring well. Just walk down here. Yes, you can see the well is running now. So I think the aquifers are beginning to fill up again, which is very pleasing, because it's always quite a fretful time, you know, when there's a shortage of water, or where you see the natural conditions beginning to change. So of course you can hear the water running now, and you can see the movement there. It is a very, very beautiful Lúnasa. And then of course, looking out across the field next door, there's a real yellowing of the grass. But in here, where it's shady and cool, there's still a nice greenness everywhere. So I won't walk all of the land, because I want to get back up to the cottage and load this video up. And as you know, of course, now that I'm away from London, loading up the videos takes a long time. Of course, coming down deeper into the woods, get to hear the birds. Ah, I've just spied something. There's rowan berries on these little rowan trees. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? I think that's the first year that there's been rowan berries on these little trees. Look at that. Beautiful. So I'm looking forward to getting up in the morning and just coming out with the camera and recording the sounds. Now someone asked me, I was just looking down through the comments, and someone asked me about what I used as what I used initially to bring fertility back to the land when it was just fields of rushes. And I did actually leave a response there, but I just want to kind of recap on that. It was all very simple, because where you have a monoculture, if you look at it in the right way, you also have a certain abundance, and it's abundance using that life to create other life. So what I did, I became quite a rabid grass mower and strimmer, and I strimmed rushes and I mowed rushes and just kept mowing, and I used all the mowings as mulch. So the monoculture itself was used to create fertility. And I would plant a little tree, and then I would put cardboard around the tree, and then put the grass and the rushes on the top as a mulch. And as that biodegraded down, as it rotted down, it fed the plants, fed the soil. And so the problem became the solution. And of course that's what's really clever about permaculture. It's looking at what is there and not seeing problems, but actually seeing solutions. And of course you can see what I do now. Whatever I cut, I just use the chop and drop method. So everything goes back into creating soil. Just back out into the light. So just to put Lúnasa now into context, because of course I've got lots of new subscribers to this channel, and in fact most of the books and maps that have been sold, which of course is my income, over the past, I think month and a half, I think WordPress said that 68% or something were actually bought by new subscribers. So, to explain a few things about Lúnasa. Lúnasa is one of 4 major Celtic festivals within Ireland, and it marks the first of the great harvest festivals, and it follows on from Bealtaine. Of course, the cottage here was named after Bealtaine. Bealtaine marks the beginning of summer, the first day of summer, and is a great fire festival. Lúnasa marks the first day of autumn, harvest. After Lúnasa comes Samhain. Samhain marks the first day of winter. And after Samhain comes Imach, and Imach marks the first day of spring. Now, none of these dates, none of these festivals would tally with a typical calendar. They're very pertinent to Ireland because, of course, spring and summer and autumn and winter come in quite a bit earlier than other parts of, certainly other parts of the British Isles, and other parts as well of Europe, and indeed North America. Anyone who's spent any time in Ireland will be aware of this, and you can pick up the changing of the seasons simply by walking through nature and looking at nature, but also picking up the scents, the smells. You get these different smells coming up from the earth, and you can feel the changing of the seasons. You can actually feel it. Gosh, the fairy wood is really very beautiful tonight. Quite magical. Now, I think I'm going to go up to the house, up to the cottage, and load this video up. I think every time I walk this land and come through the trees, there are changes. This is the fairy thorn. I'll go back this way. thank you to everyone who sent condolences for Beauty. I appreciate that. Beauty is buried up in between two stones in the stone circle. I thought that was a very special place for her. So on this beautiful, extraordinarily quiet and quite magical Lúnasa, I wish you all my very special blessings on this wonderful festival. And any of you who want links to the books, the Bealtaine Cottage publications, you'll find a link underneath this video. And thanks. Thanks for popping by. And blessings to you all. There's some birds up there.